Today, inshallah, at the end of this lesson, you are going to be able to improve reading fluency through timed reading practice. So you are going to practice timed reading, inshallah, by your own if there's time. And you are going to identify pronouns as essential cohesive devices in reading text. So you are going to do a text or a task in which you are going to see which pronoun relate to which noun. Good. Let's start with these two lovely pictures in here. Have a look at those two pictures. We have two questions in here. Discuss these two questions. One says, what kind of fuel does the plane in picture A use? And what problems does it cause? Then it asks, the second question asks, how do you think the machine in picture B is powered? This is, in picture A is a normal plane. What kind of fuel do you think it uses? Yeah, it uses what? It uses a conventional petroleum-based fuel. Those fuel that comes from petroleum, substance. Good. So what kind of problem does those kind of fuels produce? What kind of problems? First of all, it releases carbon dioxide in the air. So there's another problem, which is carbon dioxide emissions, and petroleum-based fuel will run out one day. Yes, maybe one day we are going, or the world is going to run out of those petroleum-based fuel. So what should we do? What should we do? We have to look for a new sources for power. The big picture B is using another source of power. What kind of power do you think is using? Have a look at those cells in here. What kind of power is using? Yes, it is using solar power. What does solar power mean? It means that power which comes from the sun. The power that comes from the sun. It's using that solar power. So it is a solar powered plane. Good. We have talked about, aviation. So first of all, what does aviation mean in here? Okay, we are going to talk about them in here, inshallah, in this text. Now I need you to open your course book, page 50, and have a look at this article in here. You are asked to choose an appropriate title for this task. Have a look at this titles in here first. So you need to read the titles first, then go and skim the article. We are going to talk or to see what does skimming mean. We have talked about them before, and we are going to remind you. So A, it says the future of the aviation industry, the use of biofuels in aviation. B, new ways of fueling transport, and Virgin Atlantic leads the way. Virgin Atlantic leads the way. Which one do you think is the most suitable article title for this article? First, you need to skim the article in here. Have a look at this article. You don't need to read them or to read the article, all of it. Just skim it. What does skimming mean? Skimming, going through the sentences, the first sentence and the last sentence in each paragraph, and see what is this paragraph talking about. Okay, so go through the text in here and see which title would be the most suitable. You have 1 minute or less than 1 minute to finish. You don't need to read it all, just go through the first and the last sentence each paragraph. Good. So going on and reading. Nice. I think now you have an idea about what is this article is talking about. So which one of those 4 titles it's talking about? Is it talking about the future of aviation industry? Maybe. Is it talking about new ways of fueling transport? Or is it talking about the use of biofuels in aviation? Or Virgin Atlantic leads the way? Which one do you think is the most suitable? Yes, I think C is the best. Why is that? Because A and B are not focusing on the idea, they are too general. Okay, I'm talking about aviation. I mean the title, aviation industry or whatever. While D has not been mentioned. Nothing has been mentioned about leading that way. So C is the correct answer. This article is talking about the use of biofuels in aviation. What does biofuel and what does aviation mean? We are going to discuss them in here, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you have a look at activity 3 in your course book, page 51, in here you are asked to match the word or the vocabulary, the word with the meaning in here. Those words have been brought from the text, and you need to match what? The word with the meaning. First of all, before going on, you have to read the question. It says read the text again, check any unknown words in your dictionary, match the words to the phrases, okay? And then write. So you need to match the words to the phrases. First of all, in this task, you need to read the words and the meaning. You may know some of them before even going and reading. So some of them are somehow familiar. So A, it says aviation. B, currently. C, emit. D, conventional. E, inedible. F, derived from. These are the words that you are going to look for the meaning. But what are the phrases that you need to match them with? It says in 1, usual or normal. 2, produced from. 3, cannot be eaten. 4, industry of making and flying planes or planes. 5, send a gas into the air. And the last one, at the present time. There is another strategy that you can use in this kind of reading. Now you are looking for a specific information in this task or in this text. You would just need to go to the sentence or to the paragraph and look for the meaning of that word. So let's have a look at the first word, the meaning of the first word. It's in the first paragraph, as you can see. It says, the aviation industry is growing rapidly, but more planes, means more air pollution. So what does the aviation industry mean? Sorry, aviation, yeah. Think of it. They are talking about planes, about, they said more planes means more, pollution. So it is industry. So what do you think one of those words or one of those phrases are? Is it usual or normal? Is it produced from, cannot be eaten? Is it industry of making and flying planes? Yes, it is the industry of making and flying planes. So aviation means the industry of flying or making planes. Good. Let's move to the next word. Currently. I think you get the meaning, but let's have a look at the word. It is also in the first paragraph. It says, airlines are currently responsible for 2% of the world's carbon dioxide emissions. They are currently, right now, at this present time. So what is the meaning of currently? It means, yes, at the present time, at the present time. How did you get it? From the text itself. You can read the sentence even sometimes before it and the sentence after to get the meaning, and mainly there in the sentence itself. Good. What about the word emit? Emit. It is in paragraph 1 also. This word in here, it says Let's read from the far beginning. It says in here, so airlines have been looking for ways to reduce their carbon footprint. What is carbon footprint? It means the global amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouses that planes emit. The gases that planes emit. So what does emit mean in here? Yeah, it means producing or releasing in the air. So emit means send gas into the air. Emit, to send gases into air. Good. D, as you can see there in here, we are not reading the whole text. We are reading just the sentences there. So we are looking for specific information. The first question, we were looking for the general idea. We are not reading all the article. We were reading just specific sentences here and there to get the idea. Now we are looking for specific information. We are only reading that sentence that matter to us. So conventional, D, conventional, it is an adjective, which means what? Let's see. It is in here. It says it uses a mixture of 80% conventional jet fuel and 20 biofuel. Conventional jet fuel. So that jet fuel, sorry, that they are used normally there. The normal fuel, not the biofuel. So not the biofuel. So conventional means the usual and normal fuel that had been used or have been used there. Good. Nice. Inedible. Inedible, it's from even the pronunciation. Inedible. Inedible, what does that mean? Let's have a look. It is in here. It says aviation biofuels have included used coconut or cooking oil, inedible corn oil, sugar-based biofuels, and biofuels derived from algae. So what does inedible mean here? Inedible. So why they are using such kind of corn oil? Because it is inedible. You cannot eat it. So inedible means cannot be eaten. Inedible, it means cannot be eaten. Good. Let's go to the last word for this task. Derived from. Derived from. You have heard this expression before. Derived from, what does that mean? It means these biofuels are derived from this kind of, planet. So, or plant. So derived from, yeah, it's taken from that kind of. So derived from, it means produced from. Okay, derived from, it means produced from such thing. So this is how to answer such question. We started by reading the words and the meaning. You may know some of them and just answer it, and then you go to look for specific information in each in the text there. Then see how can you guess the meaning of such word, and you can refer back to the dictionary to make sure that you got the correct meaning. Nice. Now you need to read it again and check if you understand. Now we are checking your understanding of the text in here. You are giving some statements in here. You need to write true, T if it's true, F it is false, and N, G if it is not given, if it's not given there. So T or F or N, give. You need to read and see which paragraph it is, going to be which paragraph it's going to be in. One of the techniques that I told students to do, that you need to sometimes to divide the reading task or text into paragraphs. Even you can draw a line there. Why is that? Divide them into ideas. So it will be easier in your examination to go back to the directly to the suitable part of the text there, instead of going and reading it again and again. No, divide them into shorter paragraphs, and you can even circle the main idea of the paragraph so that you may refer back to it between time to time instead of going through and reading it again and again. Good. Now let's start with A. It says the aviation industry is the fastest growing transport industry. Maybe it says something about that. Let's have a look and read the first paragraph in here, since it is talking about the aviation. Read it there and check if it is true. What did they have said? Is it the fastest growing industry? See there. So what do you think is the answer? Is it really the aviation industry is the fastest growing transport industry? You may say it is growing rapidly. Yes, it is. But did they say it is the fastest one? No, they haven't mentioned such thing. So it is not given. It's not given there. B. Using biofuel emits less carbon dioxide than petroleum-based fuel. Did they say such thing? Let's have a look. In this one. Yes, in this one here. What did they say? Carbon footprint. Why? So to reduce that carbon footprint, they are using such thing. So is it true or false or not given? It is true. Using biofuels emit less carbon dioxide than petroleum-based fuel. Good. C, it says in here, the Virgin Atlantic planes was entirely powered with biofuels. It was entirely powered by biofuels. This is something that you have to bear in mind also in your examination and even in doing any reading task. You have to read the question carefully. Such word may change the meaning or the things. As we said in here, is it the fastest? No, it wasn't. It was growing rapidly or fast, but it isn't the fastest. In here, they said entirely. Was it that entirely, powered by biofuel? Let's see. It is in here. It's in this paragraph in here. Read there. It says it's used mixture of 80% of and 20% of biofuel. So was it entirely powered by biofuel? Was it? No, it was not. So it is false. It was 80% normal fuel while 20% the biofuel. Good. D says 171 passengers traveled on the Virgin Atlantic flight. Did they travel? We'll see. On this flight, let's have a look. Let's have a look in here. Yes. It says the Dutch airline KLM flew the world's first commercial biofuel flight. It carries 171 passengers from Amsterdam to Paris. Was it the Atlantic or the Virgin Atlantic flight or the KLM? Yes, it was the KLM, so it's not this one. So the answer is what? Is false. Some students may see the number and they will think that, oh, they are talking about the number in here, and so it is correct. I can see it in the text. No, read it again carefully and carefully. Also, the same thing, you can do the same thing with the listening, also the listening tasks. Good. E, biofuels were used on a lot of flights during the 2014 World Cup, sorry. Let's see if it is talking about it. It is in here. Since then, several other airlines have flown passengers flights using a mixture of biofuels, petroleum-based fuel. Biofuels were used in 20 planes during the FIFA World Cup in Brazil 2014. Is it a big number? It's not a small number. So it is true or false? Yes, it is true. Lot. It is true. The last one, the algae used in biofuels is growing in special lakes. The algae. The algae is what? In here it says, let's have a look at what does algae mean in here. It says let's have a look, yes, in this paragraph in here. Yeah, in here. Algae, what does algae mean? It means what? A simple plant that grows in water. They ask you, are they growing it in special lakes? Have a look there. Is it something mentioned about it? Okay, so is it used, this algae used in biofuels, is it grown in special lakes? Nothing has been mentioned or in the article about special lakes for those such plants. So it is not given. It's not given. Again, this is another strategy that you can use in dealing with reading tasks, which is looking for or comprehension questions. How did you understand things going on? So you have to read almost the paragraph that is related to. We're talking first of all skimming, just an idea, then specific information, looking for a word and a sentence. Now you are reading almost a paragraph to check, are they really talking about such thing? Is it true or false or not given? Good. Now, we are going to have a practice, which is a very interesting one. It is relating pronouns to their, nouns. And how it says, practice with pronouns. Pronouns are essential in the text cohesion, in understanding or understanding the text itself, or to make it easy to understand for others. After reading a new text, a useful 5-minute activity is to go back through the text, identify the pronouns, and check what they refer to. What did they refer to? Focusing on the pronouns in this way helps to improve reading fluency and comprehension. So when you read, you can understand, if you can relate the pronouns to the nouns before it, or what are they referring to, it's easy for you to understand the text. It's there. Let's have a practice there. Then you are going now to read the text again and see which one, which pronoun is referring to which noun there, or to which sentence or phrase maybe sometimes. Okay. First of all, like you are giving an example in here. Let's have a look at one. It says, one way they can do this. One way they can do this. What is that? In line 9. Let's go to line 9. Okay? Here. It says, one way to do, or they can do this is what? Now, what should we do? We should go back to the sentence before it sometimes, and sometimes the one before it, to see which the pronoun is referring to what in here. So read there and check. Read there and see the pronoun. We have two pronouns in here, which is they and this also. They and this. Which one they are referring to which one? Good. Go ahead and read. Okay, it says in here, so airlines have been looking for ways to reduce their carbon footprint, the global amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases that planes emit. One way the airlines they can do this. Do what? Reducing the global gases, or the green gases. They reduce the green gases. So it says the answer they, it goes to airline, and this, it means reducing their carbon footprint, the carbon footprint. Good. Now let's do the 2. It used a mixture of. It refers to whom? Okay. In here, it used a mixture of 80% conventional jet fuel. So, as we said, go back to the sentence before it. Okay, so in February 2008, Virgin Atlantic became the first airline to fly a plane fueled partly by biofuel. It uses a mixture. It means what? It refers to the plane. It refers to the plane. It uses. So, yes, it's the plane. It refers to the plane. Good. Let's do the 3. It carried 171 passengers. Line 26 in here. It carried 171 passengers from Amsterdam to Paris. See, it refers to whom? Yes, go. It says the Dutch airline KLM flew the world's first commercial biofuel flight. It carries, so it refers to the flight. It refers to the flight. Let's check. Yes, the word first commercial flight. It refers to that first commercial flight that used biofuel. Good. 4. This consisted of line 29. Line 29. Okay. 29. This consisted of used coconut oil. What does this refer to? Yes, I think you guess it. So this refers to what? Let's read it. So it says in here, and was fueled partly by conventional fuel and partly by biofuel. This consists of used coconut oil. Which one? Is it conventional fuel or the biofuel? Of course, the biofuel. It refers to the biofuel. Let's check. Yes, the biofuel. Nice. The last one says, but perhaps one day all plants will use them, or all planes will use them. Them refers to whom? It's in line 42. But perhaps one day all planes will use them. Go back to them. Biofuels. Yes, read. It says biofuels in aircraft are still in the early stage of development, but perhaps one day all planes will use them. It refers to, of course, biofuels. Biofuels. Let's check. Yes, it refers to biofuels. So in this task, you were looking for the pronoun itself and the phrase that it refers to, which is a good technique. It's really a good technique to understand the text itself, to see which pronoun is referring to which phrase there. So in your writing, you have to be careful. As I told you last time, you have to be careful in using pronouns. So don't use the noun too much, and don't use the pronoun too much. Sometimes repeating the pronoun 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times make the reader lose. What are you talking about? Whom are you talking about? So between time to time, you have to mention the name it's there, or the thing that this pronoun refer to. Also in reading, it's a good thing to understand what's going on by referring to the noun between time to time and see what are they, or what is the reader talking about. Nice. Now here's another activity in your workbook, page 44 and 45. In here, you are asked to look, for example, let's say at the beginning says, look at the photo and the title of the following text about the Wright brothers. In activity 3, can you guess what the word pioneer in this title means? So, pioneer, what does it mean? Have a look first at the title in here, at the picture. What do you think? One of those four meaning. It means one of those four meaning. Okay, look at the title, and we are going to get your answer inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala after the break.